Hello, welcome to Lisa Lounge. I'm Lisa, and I'm so happy to have you here. It is now time for bed. It is so very comfortable here. I wish you pleasant dreams. Now close your eyes and let's begin. Tonight, let me read for you another favorite story, The King and I. The King and I is the fifth musical by the team of Rodgers and Hammerstein. It is based on Margaret Landon's novel Anna and the King of Siam, which is in turn derived from the memoirs of Anna Leonowens, governess to the children of King Mongkut of Siam in the early 1860s. The musical's plot relates the experiences of Anna, a British schoolteacher who is hired as part of the king's drive to modernize his country. The relationship between the king and Anna is marked by conflict through much of the piece, as well as by a love to which neither can admit. The story. In 1862, a strong-willed widowed schoolteacher, Anna Leonowens, arrives in Bangkok, Siam, at the request of the King of Siam to tutor his many children. Anna's young son, Louis, fears the severe countenance of the King's Prime Minister, the Kralahome, but Anna refused to be intimidated. The Kralahome has come to escort them to the palace, where they were expected to live, a violation of Anna's contract, which calls for them to live in a separate house. She considers returning to Singapore aboard the vessel that brought them, but goes with her son and the Kralahome. Several weeks pass, during which Anna and Louise are confined to their palace rooms. The king receives a gift from the King of Burma, a lovely slave girl named Taptim, to be one of his many wives. She is escorted by Luntha, a scholar who has come to copy a design for a temple, and the two are secretly in love. Taptim, left alone, declares that the king may own her, but not her heart. The king gives Anna her first audience. The school teacher is a part of his plan for the modernization of Siam. He is impressed when she already knows this. She raises the issue of her house with him. He dismisses her protests and orders her to talk with his wives. They are interested in her, and she tells them of her late husband, Tom. The king presents her new pupils. Anna is to teach those of his children whose mothers are in favor with him, several dozen, and is to teach their mothers as well. The princes and princesses enter in procession. Anna is charmed by the children, and formality breaks down after the ceremony as they crowd around her. Anna has not given up on the house and teaches the children proverbs and songs extolling the virtues of home life to the king's irritation. The king has enough worries without battling the schoolteacher and wonders why the world has become so complicated. The children and wives are hard at work learning English. The children are surprised by a map showing how small Siam is compared with the rest of the world. As the Crown Prince Chulalongkorn disputes the map, the king enters a chaotic schoolroom. He orders the pupils to believe the teacher, but complains to Anna about her lesson about home. Anna stands her ground and insists on the letter of her contract, threatening to leave Siam, much to the dismay of the wives and children. The king orders her to obey as my servant. She repudiates the term and hurries away. The king dismisses school, then leaves, uncertain of his next action. Meanwhile, Luntha comes upon Tuptim and they muse about having to hide their relationship. In her room, Anna replays the confrontation in her mind, her anger building. Lady Thiang, the king's head wife, tells Anna that the king is troubled by his portrayal in the West as a barbarian, as the British are being urged to take over Siam as a protectorate. Anna is shocked by the accusations. The king is a polygamist, but he is not a barbarian. She is reluctant to see him after their argument. Lady Thiang convinces her that the king is deserving of support. Anna goes to find him, anxious for reconciliation. The king tells her that the British are sending an envoy to Bangkok to evaluate the situation. Anna guesses the only guise in which the king will accept advice, that the king will receive the envoy in European style, and that the wives will be dressed in Western fashion. Tuptim has been writing a play based on a book that Anna has lent her, Uncle Tom's Cabin, that can be presented to the guests. News is brought to the king that the British are arriving much earlier than thought, so Anna and the wives are to stay up all night to prepare. The king assembles his family for a Buddhist prayer for the success of the venture and also promises before Buddha that Anna will receive her own house. The wives are dressed in their new European-style gowns, which they find confining. In the rush to prepare, the question of undergarments has been overlooked, and the wives have practically nothing on underneath their gowns. When the British envoy, Sir Edward Ramsay, arrives and gazes at them through a monocle, they are panicked by the evil eye and lift their skirts over their heads as they flee. Sir Edward is diplomatic about the incident. When the king is called away, it emerges that Sir Edward is an old flame of Anna's, and they dance in remembrance of old times as Edward urges her to return to British society. The king returns and irritably reminds them that dancing is for after dinner. As final preparations for the play are made, Tuptim steals a moment to meet with Luntha. He tells her he has an escape plan, and she already should be ready to leave after the performance. Anna encounters them, and they confide in her. The play is presented in a Siamese ballet-inspired dance. Tuptim is the narrator, and she tells her audience of the evil King Simon and his pursuit of the runaway slave Eliza. Eliza is saved by Buddha, who miraculously freezes a river and conceals her in snow. Buddha then causes the river to melt, drowning King Simon and his hunting party. The anti-slavery message is blunt. After the play, Sir Edward reveals that the British threat has receded, but the king is distracted by his displeasure at Tuptim's rebellious message. After Sir Edward leaves, Anna and the king express their delight at how well the evening went, and he presents her with a ring. Secret police report that Tuptim is missing. The king realizes that Anna knows something. She parries his inquiry by asking why he should care, as Tuptim is just another woman to him. He is delighted. She is at last understanding the Siamese perspective. Anna tries to explain to him the Western customs of courtship and tells him what it is like for a young woman at a formal dance. He demands that she teach him the dance. She does, and in that dance they experience and express a love for each other that they can never speak aloud. They are interrupted by Kralahome. Tuptim has been captured and a search is on for Lunta. The king resolves to punish Tuptim, though she denies she and Lunta were lovers. Anna tries to dissuade him, but he is determined that her influence shall not rule, and he takes the whip himself. He turns to lash Tuptim, but Anna Gaze is unable to swing the whip and hurries away. Lunta is found dead and Tuptim is dragged off, swearing to kill herself. Nothing more is heard about her. Anna asks Kralahome to give her ring back to the king. Both school teacher and minister state their wish that she had never come to Siam. Several months pass with no contact between Anna and the king. Anna is packed and ready to board the ship leaving Siam. Chulalongkorn arrives with a letter from the king, who has been unable to resolve the conflicts within himself and is dying. Anna hurries to the king's bedside, and they reconcile. The king persuades her to take back the ring and to stay and assist the next king, Chulalongkorn. The dying man tells Anna to take dictation from the prince and instructs the boy to give orders as if he were king. The prince orders the end of the custom of kowtowing that Anna hated. The king grudgingly accepts this decision. As Chulalongkorn continues, prescribing a less arduous vow to show respect for the king, his father dies. Anna kneels by the late king, holding his hand and kissing it, as the wives and children bow or curtsy, a gesture of respect to old king and the new. I hope you enjoyed that story. Please subscribe so that we can cozy again real soon. I wish you pleasant dreams and good night.